Hello there, my name is Bo and I'm building a music studio. And I asked over on Instagram if you wanted to see me unbox, talk about and showcase my acoustic panels that you can see here in the background. And a clear majority said yes, so here we go. Okay. Quite a lot. Just look at this. Since my new studio space is pretty spacious, I needed a lot of panels, not only for music purposes, but also to improve vocal audio when recording my videos. So I teamed up with a company called Blue Tone Acoustics for this, and we settled on a solution with 70 individual pieces. It's nice to see that they're really well protected, actually. So these actually look really impressive, and they're sort of hybrid absorber diffusers. So they diffuse higher frequencies and mids and lows are being absorbed. And last up we have this here. These are the big diffusers. Yeah. I don't really need all of this acoustic treatment. At the moment, music is a smaller part of what I do, whereas video production is the main part. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what is your goal? Why are you doing the things you're doing? And for me, you know, just having a studio has always been like a dream of mine. It has been something that I've strived for basically since I was 14 years old. I remember remodeling my room to have better acoustics, and my dad got annoyed. You know, it's a room, you have to be able to study, you can't make it a studio. And I proved him wrong, I guess. So it's just about acknowledging that certain things are important to you and going for them. And they don't have to necessarily make practical or financial sense, I guess, because sometimes it's just something you have to do. Ultimately, if you're doing things just because you're chasing money or chasing something material, what's it all for? Why are we chasing? So building a studio is not really about fulfilling a material dream for me. It's more about listening to an inner voice telling me that I have to do this. So these are really well built, like pretty heavy. Looks really nice, like well over my expectations actually. Like the amount of work I'd had to put in to build something like this myself is pretty intense. How did I choose these exact acoustic panels? Well, first up, Blue Tone Acoustic helped me with a rough estimation of what I would need for my space. They made this draft for me and I used that as a starting point. I then took the draft and ran it by multiple audio professionals and made a few changes to it. For example, I added several more bass traps than in the original design because bass is the most difficult thing to handle. Now, a really good question is, of course, why did I spend all this money on pre-made acoustic panels when it's not that hard to make your own? Well, there's a couple of very simple reasons. First up, the amount of time and energy investment needed to make 70 individual pieces is pretty huge. And I just didn't have that kind of time and energy to spare on a project like this. Secondly, Blue Tone Acoustics panels are actually quite affordable, and I couldn't have made the diffusers and hybrid diffusers myself anyway, so it was a pretty good solution. However, if you feel confident building your own and you have the time and energy to do so, I think that's one of the best solutions if you want to save money. It will take quite some time, but the results can be really good, and my advice, if you're going the DIY route, is actually to spend some money hiring an acoustician that can help you with a plan for your room and then give you the blueprints you need to create your own and build your own acoustic panels. So that's a really good way to save some money. I just happen to go a different route because, yeah, time constraints. Now, while I have you here, I do have a question, and that is, do you want to see a video on like basic acoustic treatment, where to place the panels, how to do basic measurements and stuff like that? Let me know in the comment section and I'll see if I can make that. While acoustic treatment isn't done, as you can see, the panels here are just leaning against the wall here. Even though it's far from done, you can really hear the difference. So here's an older clip of the studio, and just listen to the reverberation, listen to the sound of the room. So as you can see and hear, there's a lot of work to be done here. There's a massive, of course, reverb. It's a very big space. And now here in this room, if I do a little clap, the room is not like totally dead or anything. There's still some life to it. And when the panels go higher up on the walls, because at the moment, if I just angle this up a little bit, you can see there's quite a lot of space still. And when I move the panels up a bit, there will be even less reverberation and even better acoustics. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So let me just do a brief walkthrough of different panels. Here are two different hybrid panels. They're both diffusers and absorbers. In this corner here, you can see the tube traps, so basically bass traps. And these here are your typical broadband absorbers, and all the way down there behind the Minilogue XD are the nice diffusers, big chunky wooden diffusers. And they should obviously not be on the floor. I've just been leaning them against the wall for now. So there's still a lot of work to be done here, but it's finally coming together. It's starting to feel like a studio. It's starting to feel nice to sit here and make music. I really, really hate bad room acoustics. And it was just such a joy just putting stuff up against the walls and getting some better acoustics in here. And big thank you to Bluetone Acoustics for partnering with me on this studio here. I could not have done it without them. So if you want to go and check them out, I've linked them in the description. And yeah, if you haven't seen previous episodes, you should definitely go and do that. So I've linked them in the description as well. So I hope to see you in future videos. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later.